This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Right now at 6 o'clock on Good Morning Indiana. A standoff at a north side business ends in gunfire. What authorities say started the situation and the condition of the suspect this morning.
Her job is to manage money to help students at a local elementary school. But this morning, how much of that money she's accused of stealing from students.
Battling a drug addiction can make it difficult to find a job. This morning, how one Richmond plant is changing the status quo as they look to hire Hoosiers.
Plus, have you started your holiday shopping? If you haven't, we're working for you this morning with why the countdown to Christmas is ticking away faster than you might think.
It is 6 o'clock on this Tuesday, December 3rd. Thanks for joining us on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. Meteorologist Todd Clausen standing by. And Todd, it seems as if we are never going to get rid of these clouds, but you do have some good news for us.
We do have good news. It comes late today and then for the rest of the week. But yeah, Meredith, today we're locked in with the clouds again, at least this morning. We haven't really seen the sunshine since last Friday here across central Indiana. Temperatures this morning range from 28 to 33 degrees. So hovering generally right around that freezing mark with cloudy skies, but we're dry. That is the good news. And here is a live look outside right now. And you can see the clouds that are present across the area. The flag extended there on top of the One America building. So there's a little bit of a breeze, but it's not terrible this morning here condition-wise. And we're not picking up any precipitation on Storm Team 6 radar, but obviously you see the clouds with the satellite picture. There are some spotty rain and snow and sleet showers off to the west in Illinois, and it's not out of the question. As that front comes through later on this afternoon, we could see one or two of those, but at least here throughout the morning hours, we should be dry with cloudy skies. Notice the temperature trend. We only go up to about 35 degrees by the noon hour, but as the clouds start to break just a little bit later on today, we should eventually get that high up to 39. We'll talk more about that and the brighter days ahead coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Here is a live look at traffic right now on the northeast side, I-465 and I-69. Traffic is moving along just fine in this area. No delays to slow you down. So let's take a look at our traffic now map. No crashes around the metro area. Planning out your drive on the southeast side. Traveling from Acton Road on I-74 to the I-465 ramps. It's a quick 5-minute commute. No delays there to slow you down.
New on Good Morning Indiana, one person is dead following a crash involving a train near Brownsburg. Police say just before midnight, an SUV crashed into the train near North County Road 900 East and County Road 700 North. The driver suffered minor injuries. While crews were cleaning up that crash, another SUV hit the same train nearby. The driver in that vehicle was killed. This morning, both crashes remain under investigation. Also new this morning, a man is in serious condition after a standoff ends with gunfire.
This is all unfolding in what's a typically quiet area on the city's northwest side. Our Kelsey Anderson is joining us live this morning from the scene. Kelsey, what led up to this?
Well, so we're on the intersection of 71st and Zionsville, and what actually it started over there in that business area where IMPD officers say they were responding to a burglary in progress. When they got to the scene, they then saw the suspect go this way, and you can see tire tracks into the grass here, and where they went into Coach's driver education. Now, IMPD officers tell us that the suspect tried to get an employee, but that employee got away, and that's when the suspect barricaded himself inside. After hours of negotiating, police shot the suspect after he allegedly pointed a gun at SWAT teams. He was taken to the hospital in serious condition and is expected to survive. The officers on the scene were not hurt. Now, we don't know the identity of that suspect just yet this morning, but what we do know is that with any officer-involved shooting, that the critical incident response team and the Marion County Prosecutor's Office will take lead on this investigation. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you. Services will be held today for a doctor who was shot to death in a home near Brownsburg on the day before Thanksgiving. However, this morning, police are still searching for Dr. Dean Marr's killer. Investigators released some new information saying that there's one witness, likely more than one suspect as well. According to Marr's obituary, he was preparing Thanksgiving dinner when armed attackers broke into that home.
A treasurer with a parent-teacher organization in Owen County is accused of stealing from the the group. Krista Bryant Dill faces felony theft and forgery charges. She served as the treasurer for the Spencer Elementary PTO. An outside audit found missing money and fraudulent charges. Dill's attorney tells RTV6 his client has pleaded not guilty, but that it is too early to discuss the case.
An autopsy is scheduled for later today for 8-month-old child who died in a house fire up in Clinton County. That fire started just after 10 o'clock Monday morning at a home on West Jefferson Street in Frankfort. Investigators say that a man and his 2 children were able to escape from the burning home, but the baby boy, identified as Deacon James Hunter Mill, could not be saved. The fire department says that Faith Family Church is helping that family with temporary housing. If you'd like to help, you can contact the church at 765-659-3011. We have that number for you right now on the RTV6 app.
A terrifying scene at a nail salon in Noblesville. These are surveillance pictures of a robber pointing a gun at customers and employees at Exotic Nail Spa on Taylor Drive. Police want to know if you recognize this suspect. The robbery happened around 2:30 Monday afternoon. Thankfully, no one was hurt. If you have information about the suspect in these pictures, please call Crime Stoppers.
It is 6:05 this morning. Terre Haute's fire chief is pushing back on a decision from the city's Fire Merit Commission. It all stems back from an arrest of a firefighter, Roger Plunkett II, on child pornography charges. Fire Chief Jeff Fisher says Plunkett should be fired. However, the Merit Board voted to suspend Plunkett without pay. This week, Fisher filed an appeal, and that appeal now heads to court, and a judge will determine Plunkett's employment. If the appeal is not heard by next November, Plunkett will be able to return to his job.
This morning, we now know who will take over in a few months as Indiana's Speaker of the House. House Republicans chose Republican Representative Todd Houston of Fishers. He'll replace current Speaker Brian Bosma when he retires next year. Houston will learn from Bosma, then officially take over as Speaker in March, just before the session ends.
I am truly pleased and confident for the future of our state by having Representative Houston put himself out to take this important role on.
And one of the things I truly respect and greatly admire about the Speaker is he's been fair and he's been consistent in how he's administered the House, and I hope I can do the same.
Houston was the only Republican to be nominated for the position. To be Speaker for the 2021 session, he will still have to win re-election in his district next year.
At 6:07, a series of federal executions scheduled in Terre Haute remains on hold for now. On Monday, an appeals court upheld a lower court's preliminary injunction. The ruling stops the execution scheduled for December and January. The injunction was entered in a lawsuit challenging the legality and constitutionality of the lethal injection process. The government appealed the lower court's decision in hopes of continuing with executions. The Terre Haute Federal Corrections Complex is the only federal prison where executions take place.
It is 6:07 and new this morning. A Southern Indiana high school student is being celebrated for his bravery on Thanksgiving. 19-year-old Bailey Blanton was working on his brother's car when he noticed something very wrong down the street. Bailey says he got out from underneath the car and noticed a house was on fire. He told his dad to call 911. That's when the young man took off running down the street. The home's front door was unlocked, so he immediately started searching for the family.
I don't really remember that much. It was so fast, everything was happening. I just kind of started counting as many people as I could as they were running out, and making sure that they had everybody and things that they would need. Like they had a dog, and one of them was carrying the dog out.
Bailey says he doesn't like being called a hero. He says he's just happy he could help and that he treats others as he would want to be treated. A great message there.
Yeah, brave kid. Well, today is Giving Tuesday. It's an effort to lend a hand to organizations helping the less fortunate in our communities. Lucky's Market in Bloomington is doing just that today. The grocery store says they'll donate 10% of today's sales to the Hoosier Hills Food Bank. The food bank helps individuals in 6 Indiana counties. Lucky's Market is open today from 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. And while you're out thinking about giving back to the community, we hope you'll consider donating to the RTV6 Toy Drive. Our collection on Monument Circle will be held this Thursday from 6 a.m. until 6:30 p.m. You can also drop off toys at several locations, including participating Applebee's and U-Store locations. For a full list, you can go to theindychannel.com and click on the 6 Shines On Toy Drive link.
Did your Black Friday or Cyber Monday purchases include a smart TV? New at 6:14, we are working for you with the new warning from the FBI about how spies could take hold of your new TV.
And then at 6:19, Hiring Hoosiers is tackling the opioid epidemic. I'll show you how one Indiana company is helping new employees get clean and back on their feet. Todd.
And Lauren, we haven't had to use the sunglasses in central Indiana for the past few days as we've been locked in with the cloud cover. Well, today you can leave those sunglasses at home as well. But tomorrow you'll need to grab those sunglasses as we finally get back into some sunshine. We'll talk all about it in your Storm Team 6 forecast. The time now is 6:09. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
At Ross, yes for less.
Welcome back. Our live drive vehicle is out on the roads showing you what you can expect for your morning commute. Here's a live look right now on I-65 heading southbound on the south side where we have open roads. Traffic's traveling up to speed.
New laws in 15 states could lead to thousands of new sexual abuse lawsuits against the Catholic Church. The states have temporarily lifted or changed the statute of limitations on sex abuse claims so victims can come forward even if the abuse took place decades ago. Some lawyers estimate this could amount to as many as 5,000 new lawsuits with payouts of more than $4 billion. The church has already identified more than 5,000 priests and other clergy as credibly accused of child sexual abuse.
Buying handbags, lipstick, and cheese could soon hurt your pocketbook a little bit more. The Trump administration is proposing tariffs on $2.4 billion worth of French imports. It comes in response to French's tax on American tech giants like Google, Amazon, and Facebook. The Office of U.S. Trade Representative says that the French tax discriminates against American companies. The office will accept public comments on possible tariffs until a hearing is scheduled for early January.
With Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals, you may have scored a new smart TV for cheap, but the FBI is warning it may come with an unwanted guest. They say televisions with internet streaming and facial recognition may be vulnerable to spies. And once they have access, they can do anything from showing your kids inappropriate content on the TV to turning on the camera and microphone. This morning, the FBI recommends owners know the device's security settings, change any default passwords, and know how to disable cameras and microphones.
At 6:14, Tesla CEO Elon Musk will go in front of a federal judge today for comments that he made on Twitter. Musk is accused of defamation after calling British diver Vernon Unsworth, quote, pedo guy. Unsworth helped rescue a group of youth soccer players who became trapped in a cave in Thailand earlier this year. The backlash came from Unsworth belittling Musk's efforts to save the boys. Musk has already agreed to pay $40 million in a settlement with the Securities and Exchange Commission over that tweet.
A series of winter storms that began last week and swept the nation is expected to finally end today. The National Weather Service says New England should see the last of it, with a possible 8 more inches of snow today in some areas. Monday night, a bus carrying 30 people in upstate New York crashed because of the bad weather. Luckily, no one was hurt. Meteorologists say nearly 40 million people will remain under some sort of winter weather alert today. And here is quite the majestic scene from Gatlinburg, Tennessee. One area feeling impacts from those winter storms. This is North America's longest suspension pedestrian bridge, decked out in Christmas lights and glistening with snow. The bridge spans 680 feet across a valley in the Great Smoky Mountains. Roads in this area remain closed this morning because of a winter storm warning. There is always a silver lining, however. That is awfully gorgeous.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
That is pretty.
I wish I would have known about that when I went to Gatlinburg in December one year.
Oh,
didn't even know about it.
Yeah, well, I do wonder if they close it with all that snow.
That's
just
true.
A little slip hazard there, I'd say.
Yeah.
All right, Todd, how are we looking here at home?
You know, it's pretty quiet here across the area. That is the good news for us, as we're just going to be dealing with lots of clouds once again. We kind of avoided all those major storm systems, or at least the winter aspect of them. I know Saturday was a pretty wet day for us, but for Thanksgiving travel coming home, we didn't have to contend with a lot of wintry weather, so that was good news. So it's another cloudy day for us. I'm hopeful for a little sunshine late in the day. It's probably not until 3 o'clock and beyond that we'll even have the chance for for the clouds to clear out. And then as we work our way throughout the remainder of the week, Thursday is the best day of the week, at least weather-wise, across the area with plenty of sunshine and temperatures that will actually be above normal. But here is the kind of dreary view that we still have outside right now with a temperature that sits at 30 degrees in Indianapolis, 31 in Bloomington, 29 is the current temperature in Martinsville. So as we work our way throughout the day today, lots of clouds through 10 a.m., steady temperatures as we work our way throughout the noon hour. Then we'll start to warm as the clouds break a little bit up to about 39 degrees. But it's really probably not until this evening that we see most of the clouds depart the area. Now, the satellite picture is showing a few breaks in the clouds. If you see it, those are going to fill back in pretty quickly here this morning, unfortunately. And then as we expand out, you notice that storm system that Meredith and Lauren were just talking about in Boston and New York, that is still producing snow in Boston. I would certainly check with your airline carrier if you are heading to Boston. New York conditions start to improve here throughout the day, but of course check with your airlines as some of the planes, there were lots of cancellations. I know from Indianapolis to Newark and New York City yesterday, so the planes might not be in place. That little precipitation action you see in Iowa, that's what's going to be heading our way later on this afternoon. There could be just a hit or miss flurry and or a sprinkle as that front goes through later on today. It's not going to cause any incidents on the roadways or cover the roadways or anything like that. But just don't be shocked if you see a flake. And then finally, we start to clear out later on this evening, and that will set us up for a stretch of sunshine going forward in this forecast. So this evening, if you have plans, the clouds break. Temperatures are in the mid-30s through the 8 o'clock hour. Tomorrow, you wake up to temperatures hovering right around the freezing mark, but we get the sunshine back, and that helps everything out there with temperatures that'll be topping off in the low 40s for us. And then as we look ahead to Thursday, I mentioned it's the best weather day of the week, 46 degrees with mostly sunny skies, very pleasant out there as well. And of course, Thursday is the RTV6 toy drive collection on Monument Circle. So bring a toy and drop it off. We'll just pick it up from your car and throw it in the bin there. 46 degrees, 41 on Friday, 42 on Saturday. It's the better day of the weekend before rain returns to the forecast for Sunday and Monday. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Here is a live look right now from our live drive vehicle. Shea Goodpaster is traveling northbound on I-65 right now, south of the city, heading back towards downtown Indianapolis. Traffic is moving along just fine in that area. As you can see, no delays to slow you down. We want to take a look right now at our map. This is on I-69 heading southbound. You can see traffic here traveling up to speed, a 14-minute drive right now from State Road 13 all the way down to I-465.
Hiring Hoosiers works to connect you to employment opportunities, resources, training, and education.
And this morning, we want to tell you more about a company putting Hoosiers back to work while they may be battling an opioid crisis.
In the summer of 2017, a cable manufacturing company with a plant in Richmond was in need of labor.
Yeah, but after seeing the number of people failing those pre-employment drug screenings triple, they made a blueprint to break the stigma and help get those people clean and back on the job.
Giving them an opportunity to earn a livable wage, giving them hope.
Belden Industries manufactures cable for industrial business. Nearly a third of their current employees are up for retirement within the next few years, so leaders at Belden knew they were at a crossroads.
We were a little bit concerned when we launched a program about what the reaction was going to be, and it's been a pleasant surprise.
Belden was seeing an increase in the prospective employees failing their pre-employment drug tests or screenings, so they created a Pathway to Recovery program partnering with outside organizations to provide addiction treatment and then jobs. It's a bridge from treatment to employment.
We have seen a huge sense of pride of people that have been able to keep a job, employees that come in and talk about the success they've had.
The program launched in February of 2018. Since then, 8 people have dropped out, but we can tell you that 15 people are now working jobs in the plant. 11 of those people have now graduated on to operating machinery.
They've learned a lot along the way, like people will stay in the program and be more successful if they're also able to earn a livable wage.
We view it as we're changing the stigma, and it's allowed current employees to come forward and say, hey, I need help.
And now they're creating the Belden Blueprint to guide other companies who want to give something like this a shot.
Well, not only is this Pathway program at Belden getting recognition around the state, in the past they've also welcomed Second Lady Karen Pence and some senior staff members within the White House to get a first-hand look at this program. Belden was also nominated for a finalist for U.S. Chamber Award for this program. We've had several companies reach out to us about what they're doing at Belden this past year. Every day we get new posts from local employers looking for someone like you to apply to jobs within their company. And they're all coming in to our Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page. So just type Hiring Hoosiers in your Facebook search bar to connect with us for all of these great positions.
Some people take their holiday decorations very seriously. Wink, wink, Lauren Casey. But then there is this. Ahead at 6:25, we're breaking down the staggering price of decorations on this tree.
I can't wait for that story. Right now, we do want to take a look out in Boston. No, this is not the interstates here in Indianapolis, but Todd has been telling us about that winter storm in the Northeast that's impacting travels and folks out there, and you can see why. Thankfully, back here at home, we do have dry roads for your Tuesday commute. Stick around. We'll be right back after this short break.
Your replacement window hero.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. The time right now is 6:24, and here's a live look up in the Whitestown area at the exit there to I-65, Old State Road 334. Traffic's moving along up to speed both northbound and southbound. No major delays to slow you down.
We want to rewind back to last April when, Lauren, you gave birth to your little Archie, and then Meghan Markle took a page out of your book.
That was like
and
the worst day.
Chose the same exact name. Well, guess what? I have some good news for
Okay.
you. Those might be the only two in their classes, because there are going to be a lot of Charlottes and Liams when the class of 2037 collects their diplomas at high school graduation. The website babynames.com tallied the favorite names on the list of millions of its users. Amelia, Violet, Aria, and Aurora rounded out the top 5 for girls. Liam took the #1 spot for boys. Oliver, Theodore, Declan, and Henry brought back some old school charm to trend for the little fellas.
I am glad that Archie is not at the top of that list. I was a little worried about that. All right, well, don't blink or you're going to miss it. This Florida boy is about to get knocked off his surfboard by a shark. The boy's father posted this video to Twitter. He's doing good there. The pair were surfing off New Smyrna Beach in South Florida when this happened. When slowed down, the video clearly reveals the shark's fin swiping the board. The boy's dad says he believes it was a black-tip shark that was involved in that close call. No thanks.
One Spanish hotel is sparing no expense for their holiday decorations. This Christmas tree at the Kempinski Hotel in Bahia near Marbella is on the fancier side. It's decorated with 3-carat pink diamonds, 4-carat sapphire, oval red diamonds, and black and white diamonds. All that is worth a staggering $15 million. The hotel says the tree also features unique martini glasses, feathers, perfume bottles, and even 3D printed chocolate peacocks. I sure hope that they have some type of velvet rope or something around that.
Good security officer.
You know, maybe if I were staying there, I'd just casually help myself to one of the ornaments as a souvenir.
Not the chocolate peacock?
No, not the chocolate peacock.
Would it be on the top of the list?
Not the top of the list.
No, out of all those items, I think that'd be my last choice.
All right, where'd they come up with that?
Yeah. I appreciate a good tree, though.
Yes, yes, you do.
That's a beauty.
I need to go get mine.
But please, for your husband's sake, don't ever spend $15 million
we'll keep it to the Hallmark ornaments, right?
So, I know I've been delaying going to get my live tree because it's been so wet. I don't want to take a wet tree home, so we do have some better days ahead. Today, though, not one of those days, as temperatures this morning are sitting right around the 30-degree mark throughout much of the morning hours with lots of clouds that'll be around. And really, it's probably not until late today that we break the clouds apart. So just prepare yourself for another day with not much in the way of sunshine. High temperatures will be right around 40 degrees for most of us. But tomorrow, we do get back into the sunshine, and it's going to stick around for a few days. We'll talk more about that forecast coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Todd, by now you've battled the crowds for Black Friday. You've dug through the deals for Cyber Monday.
But your time to get holiday gifts is running out. John Matteries explains so you don't waste your money.
Black Friday's over, Cyber Monday is done, and you still don't have everything you need? Well, remember, it's a shorter shopping season this year. Not to worry, you'll still find plenty of deals to come. Cyber Monday, just like Black Friday, has morphed into an entire week of deals, and you'll find plenty of sales coming up the next 3 weekends. On top of that, you have free shipping day on Saturday, December 14th, but those deals are rarely at Cyber Monday prices. But remember, Thanksgiving was a week later this year. That means you have only 3 weeks until Christmas Eve, not 4 as we usually do. If you like to wait for last-minute bargains, don't wait much past the weekend of December 14th and 15th. 90 a.m. 2 things to watch for as we get to mid-December: clothing and toys. Prices are usually slashed 2 weeks before Christmas. For TVs and electronics, however, the lowest prices are typically over Black Friday and Cyber Monday, so don't wait too much longer so you don't waste your money. I'm John Matteries. Good morning, Indiana.
Now on Good Morning Indiana, on this Tuesday morning, here's a look at your 6:30 news feed. 1 person is dead following a crash involving a train near Brownsburg. Police say just before midnight, an SUV crashed into the train near North County Road 900 East and County Road 700 North. While crews were cleaning up that crash, another SUV hit the very same train. The driver in that vehicle was killed.
Ivanka Trump will be in Indianapolis this week. Her visit is part of the Trump administration's goal to promote workforce development. As the president's senior advisor, she'll be part of a panel discussion at Salesforce this Thursday at the Indiana Women's Prison. She will also get a tour of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway tomorrow.
Newly released testimony shows part of an untold story about the investigation into Russia's interference in the 2016 election. The testimony obtained by CNN and BuzzFeed shows that Vice President Mike Pence pressed President Trump to fire his national security advisor Mike Flynn, even though Trump was reluctant to do so. Flynn ultimately was fired after Trump claimed he lied to Pence about his contact with Russians.
You see her every week here on RTV6, and next month you can meet actress and producer Viola Davis on the campus of Indiana University. Davis is known for her starring role in the ABC drama How to Get Away with Murder. Next month she'll deliver a keynote lecture at IU recognizing the university's bicentennial and Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
The Pacers bounce back from a tough loss in Philly as their road trip continues. The Pacers used a balanced attack to beat the Memphis Grizzlies 117-104. 7 players scored in double figures for Indiana. They've won 6 of their last 7, and they continue their road swing into Oklahoma City tomorrow night. Here at 6:30, though, we want to thank you so much for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Lauren Casey. Todd Clausen is with us breaking down our Tuesday forecast. What can we expect out there?
You know, lots of clouds here once again. It's been a while since we've seen the sunshine. I think you have to go back to Friday of last week since we've seen the sun. Hopefully we'll get in here later on today, but it's definitely not out there this morning once the sun does come up. So what do you need to grab before you go here on this Tuesday morning? Well, as I mentioned, you can kind of tuck the sunglasses away until at least tomorrow. You do not need the umbrella, though, but you need the winter jacket, that is for sure, and probably want to grab the hat and gloves, especially if you maybe have a long walk into your office building, or you're going to be running errands, you're going to be out and about for a long period of time, as temperatures right now are hovering at freezing and just below freezing in many locations. So here's the satellite radar picture. I know it's showing a few breaks in the clouds here and there. Those will quickly fill back in with cloud cover here this morning. And as you look off towards the west, there's just a little bit of precipitation in Iowa. That's the front. Once that comes through, it's not another question. There could be a hit or miss shower here later on this afternoon. But overall, we're just looking at lots of clouds and dry conditions throughout the morning hours. Temperatures will stay in the mid-30s. Once those clouds break, our temperatures could get close to 40 degrees later on this afternoon. But better weather is ahead. We do get the sunshine back tomorrow. More on that coming up in just a few minutes. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. We do have our live drive vehicle out showing you what you can expect as you're heading out for your commute this morning. Shay Goodpaster is our photographer in the driver's seat. This is a dash cam view of I-70 eastbound on the east side. Traffic is moving along up to speed. Now I want to get to some breaking news just into the RTV6 newsroom. A man is in the hospital after a fire at a home in Newcastle. Deputy Fire Chief Jeff Murray tells us that they were called out around 11:30 last night to a house at B Avenue and South 28th Street. That's just south of State Road 38. The man was taken to a hospital in Newcastle and then transferred to Eskenazi here in Indy for smoke inhalation. His condition has not been released. Murray tells us that a dog inside the home did not survive the fire. Time now, 6:32. A suspect in a serious condition after a standoff ended in gunshots on the northwest side Monday evening.
Our Kelsey Anderson joins us live this morning from the scene. Kelsey, what led up to all of this?
Well, we're not really sure, but we know that this is a quiet area and not a place that we see a lot of crime. So what we know is that it started actually on that side of Zionsville Road when police were called to a burglary in progress. When they got on scene, they say the suspect then moved across Zionsville Road this way. And as you can see here in the aftermath, there are tire marks in this grass. And if we can zoom in on coach's driver's education, the window is broken, and we're told that is where the suspect went in and barricaded himself. But before he barricaded himself, police say that he tried to grab an employee, but that employee did get away. And again, that suspect barricaded himself inside. And after hours of negotiating, police shot the suspect after he allegedly pointed a gun at SWAT teams. He was taken to the hospital in serious condition and is expected to survive. The officers on scene were not hurt. Now, we do not know the identity of that suspect yet this morning. We're hoping to find that out for you later today. Now, as with any officer involved shooting, the critical incident response team and the Marion County Prosecutor's Office will take the lead on this investigation. We'll keep you updated online and on air as this story continues to develop. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you. It is 6:34. A DCS caseworker is off the job facing child neglect charges, accused of doing nothing while a child was seriously hurt. And now the Madison County prosecutor is demanding a change to the way the Department of Child Services operates because he says DCS doesn't always put a child's safety first. Prosecutor Rodney Cummings has filed felony charges against 26-year-old Spencer Osborne. Cummings says that Osborne left a 4-year-old boy in a home where it was obvious he was being beaten. The child's mother and Osborne are now both facing felony neglect charges. Cummings says the child had a history of being abused, and because he was a ward of the state, was being supervised by Osborne.
I don't want to say I'm using this case to try to send a message. I think maybe we're using this case to help others understand how at risk many young children are in this community and others, and the Division of Child Services is not protecting them. We need to change the law. Protect our children, please.
The Indiana Department of Child Services released this statement about Osborne's arrest, saying, quote, "The Indiana Department of Child Services takes any allegation of misconduct against our employees very seriously, and the criminal case filed against our former employee is no exception. As providers of service to Hoosiers families and children in crisis, we consider child safety our first priority and will take whatever steps necessary to ensure our families' needs are being met," end quote. Well, we also talked to DCS to respond to Cummings' comments. So far, we have not heard back.
If you've lost your driver's license because of child support issues, the Marion County Prosecutor's Office is offering help. The Good Faith Initiative goes through the month of December. The Prosecutor's Office will work with you to start making payments you can afford and reinstate your license. The state automatically takes your license away once you fall $2,000 behind in payments.
We think it's counterintuitive. Why are we suspending people's license when that's the biggest reason why people can't work? And ultimately the goal is to make sure that people pay child support. And so we're going to be super aggressive in trying to get people their license back so they can get back out into the workforce and pay their child support.
For more information, you can call the Good Faith Hotline at the phone number on your screen, 317-327-2700.
Beech Grove is looking for a new police chief. Mayor Dennis Buckley announcing on Monday that Chief Mark Schwartz will retire January 1st. Schwartz is a 37-year veteran of that department. He served as police chief in Beech Grove since January 1st of 2012.
Honoring a fallen canine officer and helping raise money for others. Dozens of people in Fishers did just that Monday by having lunch or dinner at Culver's in honor of Harley. He's the canine who was shot and killed during a manhunt on November 13th. The Culver's in Fishers donated half of its sales on Monday to the Fishers Police Department as a way to honor Harley and the entire canine officer program. And Indiana State Police have a new canine officer on the force. Rex is with the Capital Division of the department. He joined State Police in May, then went through 10 weeks of training to detect explosives. The department says since earning the necessary certification, Rex has responded to bomb threats, provided security sweeps for the State Fair and IU football and basketball games. Good boy.
Yes, very cute there, but it is a sad day for fans of this famous cat from Bloomington. Lil Bub was a social media star and helped her owners raise thousands of dollars for homeless pets all across our state. She has dwarfism and a rare bone condition that caused a deformity in her paws, and the vet thought she would only live a few years, but she died in her sleep at the age of 8. Her owner says Lil Bub's social media stardom raised more than $700,000 to help animals.
These holiday packages are on the way to your house, and so are all the boxes. Coming up, a reminder of the right thing to do with all that packaging once all the presents have been handed out. We'll be right back.
Flash ways to save and get smart.
It is 6:40 and today is Giving Tuesday, a movement encouraging you to donate to a charity ahead of the holidays.
Before you make a contribution, the Better Business Bureau has advice on how to give wisely. Watch out for name similarities to make sure your money is going to the right place. Organizations supporting the same causes often have similar names. Review any donation website carefully. A responsible charity will include its mission and programs, goals, and concrete criteria that describes its achievements. And avoid making on-the-spot donations about unfamiliar organizations. Don't give into pressure to make an immediate decision.
At 6:41, if you did a lot of online shopping the last couple of days, you're soon going to be getting a lot of shipping boxes. Now, some people are hoping that you'll take that extra step to go green with those materials. Recycling is not lumped together with trash services here in Indianapolis, and that means you're going to have to pay extra or take recycling to a drop-off location. Allison Mitchell with the Indiana Recycling Coalition says it is worth that extra effort.
It's really worth it for people to set those things aside, break down those cardboard boxes, and put them in the recycling bin so that they can be, their value can be regenerated.
The city's Office of Sustainability is in talks with the Indiana Recycling Coalition. They say universal curbside recycling could be possible after the current solid waste contract is up in the year 2024.
It's the season of giving, but the holidays often mean fewer donations when it comes to blood. The Red Cross says there's an urgent need for donors of all blood types, especially type O. If you donate blood through December 18th, you will get a $5 Amazon gift card in your email. For more information or to make an appointment, you can go to redcrossblood.org.
And while you're thinking about giving back to the community, we hope you'll consider donating to the RTV6 Toy Drive. Our collection on Monument Circle is this Thursday from 6 a.m. until 6:30 p.m. You can also drop off toys at several locations, including participating Applebee's and U-Store locations. For a full list, you can go to the IndyChannel.com and click on the 6 Shines On Toy Drive link.
You're buying a nice new fridge or another new appliance for the holidays, but should you buy a home warranty to insure them against damage? Coming up, a warning about an extra purchase you might not need to make.
A project highlighted by RTV6 getting some badly needed help. We'll show you how the community is making sure that every girl has a vital need while she's at school. Todd.
And as you walk out the door and the kids head off to school and you're starting your day, you're walking out to cloudy skies once again with a temperature right around 30 degrees. I'm hopeful for a little bit of sunshine in the forecast by the drive home with a temperature right around 39 degrees, but it's not till tomorrow that we really get into the sunshine. We'll talk about the rest of the week and beyond coming up in your Storm Team 6 forecast. The time now is 6:43. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Time right now is 6:45. Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Our live drive vehicle is out on the roads showing you what you can expect as you're heading to work or school this morning. Right now you're getting a live look at westbound I-70 heading into the downtown area. Traffic here is moving along smoothly. No issues to slow you down. We do have good news, though. If you drive downtown Illinois Street between McCarty and South Streets, it's now set to stay open through next Monday, December 9th. Citizens Energy has been telling us that the road would close this week, but they're now saying they're going to wait to keep it open to keep traffic flowing around Lucas Oil Stadium for this week's Big Ten football championship game. Citizens will shut down Illinois for construction for the Dig Indy tunnel system. So maybe you took advantage of Cyber Monday, some deals there to get new appliances, but if you're tempted to sign up for a home warranty to cover those items, you may want to think again.
Home warranty companies often cover things like air conditioning units, garage doors, appliances, and plumbing. Typically, you pay for a policy upfront or pay by month. The Better Business Bureau recommends before you get a home warranty, do your research. Read the contract, including what can be excluded. Oftentimes, the companies weave in many exemptions. Also, check and see what kind of manufacturer or store warranties you may already have on your appliances.
Also, you just really want to weigh how much does that cost me versus if I put that money away myself and kind of had my own fund of emergency fund when something happened, maybe that might be a better way to do it.
If there is an issue over coverage or whether the work has been done improperly, many warranties provide for mediation and arbitration, but sometimes you do have to pay a fee for those services.
Less than a week after we told you about a group that's helping to get feminine hygiene products to students in need, the community is really stepping up to support this cause. Project Period provides pads, tampons, wipes, even carrying bags to schools and shelters all across central Indiana. As women know, those products can be pretty costly, and many schools struggle to keep up with the demand. It's an issue that can be stressful, distracting, and it even prevents girls from being in class. Since our story first aired, Project Period organizers say they've received thousands of donations. To learn more about the group, go to the RTV6 app and click on that story.
And don't be surprised if I love you for all that you are. I couldn't help it. It's all your fault.
The 90s are back. Two big concert announcements for next year. First, Alanis Morissette is going on tour just in time for the 25th anniversary of her iconic album, Jagged Little Pill. Morissette will play at Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center on July 16th of 2020. She'll be joined by two other big 90s names, Garbage and Liz Phair. Pre-sale tickets go on sale next Wednesday, December 11th. Also coming to Ruoff next year, these guys, fans can head back to the 70s and 80s with the legendary band Chicago. They'll play the amphitheater July 29th with Rick Springfield opening up for them. Tickets for that show go on sale this Friday. And oh, what a dream it would be to just be outside listening to live music right about now. Oh, if you had to do that, you'd be awfully bundled up, Todd.
Yeah, that's the reason why they do it in the summer, and they don't have these shows this time of year because, yeah, it's been a brutal stretch of weather for us. Not so much in the sense that it's been really, really cold, but it's just been very dismal. We haven't really seen the sunshine since last Friday. Saturday, we had a lot of rain. Then Sunday, it was kind of that wintry mix. Yesterday was cloudy, and this morning, you're waking up to cloudy skies as well. The temperature sits at 30 degrees, light wind at the southwest at 11 miles per hour, but that wind has changed direction from where it was yesterday. Yesterday was that northwesterly wind, so we virtually didn't warm at all throughout the day on Monday. Today, these temperatures are cold, but we will start to moderate them just a little bit as we go throughout the course of the day. 30 in Greencastle, 31 in Bloomington right now. Greenfield, you're at 30 degrees, some 20s from Crawfordsville to Tipton. Richmond at 28 degrees. So you definitely need to bundle up, and you need to bundle your pet up as well. And this is Maggie Ann, sent in courtesy of Tanya, and she sent it in for her parents, who she says watch every morning. So hopefully you're watching today to catch Maggie Ann, and everybody else, you can always send your dog pictures. Let me get out of the way here to my Facebook page, Todd Clausen, RTV6, and I'll get them on the air eventually. This one was sent in November 6th, so that's how many I have in the queue, so you just got to be a little bit patient. All right, lots of green paws today. It's not the brightest day, as I mentioned, but we don't have much in the way of precipitation as your high temperature today gets up to right around 39 degrees. There were a few breaks in the clouds trying to get going, but basically they're filling in, and we're going to have mostly cloudy skies this morning. Thankfully, we're missing out on that big storm system off to the east coast. Still some snow in Boston. I checked the flights to Boston out of Indianapolis, and then they're delayed here this morning, but not canceled as of yet. And the flights to New York did go here this morning. As far as our weather, back off to the west, some clouds, a little bit of a wintry mix there in Iowa. And as that front comes through, it's not out of the question this afternoon. There could be a sprinkle and or a flurry, but it shouldn't really be anything more than that. And then the skies really start to clear here throughout the course of the evening hours. And that finally will put us into the sunshine once it comes up tomorrow morning. So clear skies tonight. Temperatures will be in the 30s. Overnight tonight, we drop back down to right around freezing. So it's another cold start to the day tomorrow. But tomorrow we get up to 44 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Thursday, that is the best weather day of the week. 46 degrees with skies that'll be partly cloudy. Friday's partly cloudy as well at 41 degrees. And then once we get into the weekend, Saturday 42 with sunshine. And then on Sunday and Monday, we bring another storm into the area, but with low temperatures at this point above freezing and high temperatures getting up to right around 50 degrees. It looks to be like an all rain event for us as we get into next week. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Here is a live look right now from our live drive vehicle. Our photographer Shay Goodpaster in the driver's seat here. A dash cam view at the South Split. He's been on I-70 this morning, traveling westbound through the downtown area, and you can see here everything is traveling up to speed.
Two big names in music are at war, and they don't even know it. Actually, it's just another silly battle amongst some fans of those artists. Coming up, how it took over social media, and hopefully how it's all over now. Coming up.
Visit the Hiring Hoosiers job board.
In today's edition of news, that isn't really news, but social media is obsessed with it anyway. Twitter was on fire yesterday, apparently because a teenage star didn't know much about an old rock and roll band.
Yeah, this actually began last week when Billie Eilish was on Jimmy Kimmel Live right here on RTV6. Eilish, excuse me. Oh my goodness, I'm already messing up this story. Jimmy was grilling the 17-year-old on what was popular when he was 17 back in 1984.
You know who Madonna is?
I do know who Madonna is.
You know, can you name a Van Halen?
Who?
I'm going to start crying.
Well, judging by the reaction of some older men, that was blasphemy. They couldn't believe that someone who was 10 years old, the last time Van Halen released new music, didn't know who they were. Others on social media then went after the pro-Van Halen crowd, one tweet saying that the diss of Van Halen appeared to be even more powerful than the recently popular OK Boomer. Finally, Wolf Van Halen, the band's current bassist and the son of guitarist Eddie Van Halen, tried to put a stop to all of this, tweeting out that everyone should feel free to check out both Billie Eilish and Van Halen, and that music is supposed to bring us all together, and that you shouldn't have shame for others not knowing what you like.
I sense a
she's probably like, I was listening to Kids Bop back then.
Yeah,
you know?
I sense a collab coming on. I think that would be a good little mix there.
Yeah,
a little remix of both their songs or
Old
something.
school rock and roll.
There you go.
Yep, and some new school rock.
Yeah, a little bit. All right, outside right now we're dealing with lots of clouds around, and that'll be the case here throughout the day today as temperatures eventually climb up to right around 39. That puts us below normal for the day, but the clouds will break this evening. In fact, I'm hopeful for even a little bit of sunshine by 5 o'clock, but definitely not a guarantee. But tomorrow will start a nice stretch of weather for us. 44 with sunshine, 46 on Thursday. That's the best weather day of the week. Once we get the sunshine back, we should keep it through Saturday before the next storm brings us rain Sunday and Monday.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. We are back in 25 minutes and right here on Good Morning America with your local news, weather, and, of course, traffic updates.
All your news throughout the day can be found on the RTV6 app. We'll leave you here with a live look at Monument Circle, all lit up for the holidays. We hope you have a great Tuesday.